We talked about kind of two ways to model, additive and subtractive, right? We can start building things like Legos and parts and putting it together, or subtractive, we can start with a solid block and cut away what we don't want. The difference would be like building a snow fort out of, or an igloo, right? You cut the blocks of snow and you assemble. Or subtractive modeling would be like an ice sculpture. You have a big block of ice and you cut away down until you get to the shape that you want. So that's kind of two ways to do things. Now, I'm going to be making up a drawing here. So what I want is for you to envision me looking at something's biggest dimensions. All right. So if I take a look at this drawing right here, we're in our isometric, and we're going to keep this really simple. Let's look at number, where am I here? All right. Let's look at number 5. All right, this shape here, and I'm going to get it close. Right now, it looks like it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks deep, and 5 blocks tall. So I said 8 by 5 by 5. Now, what I'm going to do, since I know those 3 dimensions, right? I'm going to come into Fusion, new sketch, green and red. I'm going to draw my rectangle. I'm locking on to the origin. And I said the length was 8 and the height was 5. So 5 times 0.25. And the other one was 8 times 0.25. So that's a box right there, okay? I'm going to change the view so you can see a little better. I'm going to finish that. I am going to press pull. Couple ways to do this, of course. 5 times 0.25, and there's my shape. Now, here's the trick. If you do that step first, you can save this model, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to call this, what was that, number 5, I think? Block 5, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. Mass property analysis is where I want it. I'm going to call this block 5 stock. That means that's what I would buy from the store maybe to make this. Block 5 stock. And I made a new folder called mass property analysis. Everything off to the left here is 11 blocks. I kept that in a folder. I'm going to do a new folder, mass property analysis. Block 5 stock. Save. Now, let's go back to Fusion 360. Man, I wonder where I have this here. All right, mass property analysis. There it is. I've got some stuff going on. Block 5 stock. I've never done this before. I wonder if I can copy. Yeah, I can copy this. Now watch what I do. Copy. Same place. Copy. All right, same name. So now I'm going to open it up, which it is. And I wonder if I can change the name. Let's see here. Rename it. I'm just going to call this block 5 now. Not, did it let me do that? Nope. Rename. Enter. There we go. Now it's just block 5. So this file here stays block 5 stock. This file is now block 5. Now watch what I do. I'm working on block 5. I can, oh, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, there it is, block 5. So now I'm doing subtractive modeling, right? I'm going to come right on this face here. I am going to draw a, I think it was 0.5 deep and 0.25. No, that's not right. What was it? Let's see here. Let's try and do this from memory. 2 and 2. Okay. 2 and 2. So this guy right here is also 0.5. All right. I'm going to do another rectangle right here. 0.5. 0.5. Enter. And one more rectangle. Lock onto that bottom line. I know that it's 0.25 tall. And I know that I believe it is 6 blocks this way. It's not in the right place. So I need to dimension it from here to there at 0.25. Now it's done. Finish sketch, home. I'm going to press pull, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a distance of a negative 1.25. That cuts it all out, and I'm done. I'm going to hit save. Oh, that's weird. The user saved. Okay. Strange. All right. So now you can see up here, I've got block 5 on my left and block 5 stock. I have 2 files. You got to have the 2 files, right? So now watch what I do. I'm going to go back to block 5. I'm going to go to document settings, physical material, aluminum 6061. I've yet to figure out how to keep this as a live thing for all of my stuff, but whatever. And then drag it over and close. Now this is made out of aluminum. I can right click properties and I can see the mass is 4.8. We'll just call it 4.8 from now on, for right now. Hit OK. Go back to my block 5. Document settings, physical material. Again, I have to drag this up. I don't know why it doesn't stay. Drag it on. Close. Right click, properties. Look at the mass, 3.1. Now, can anybody tell me why I did that? Just guess.
Depending on the mass is how big it should get.
Okay, kind of backwards. The opposite of that, actually.
So the smaller?
Yeah, like how much did I lose, right? I cut away those sections. So now you can tell me exactly down to 4 decimal places how much aluminum I cut away. Does that make sense? Hopefully.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's a useful thing, right? So now I can figure out, well, how much scrap aluminum is ending up on the floor when I cut this object out. All right. I can't do that if I don't have the original block. All this block is very simply the maximum width, depth, and height of the object. One way to kind of think about it is the absolute smallest box the object could fit in. Or in other words, it is the biggest dimension in each direction of the part. Okay? Hope that concept makes sense. So this next assignment that I just posted in class, I'm going to put that up here for a second. If we look at mass property analysis drawings, you've got 4 drawings to do. Okay? 4 drawings to do. How many files is that? That is 8 files. I want number 1 stock, number 1 part, number 2 stock, number 2 part. You will save yourself a lot of time if you create those first. Okay? This is also an excellent activity for subtractive modeling. Okay? Subtractive modeling. Any questions or thoughts on that so far? All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.